Get 3 months of local news for just 99 cents a month. You'll get unlimited access to the news you need to stay engaged and connected to your community. Visit duluthnewstribune.com/subscribe now to get 3 months of local news for only 99 cents a month.
Hello, Northlanders. It's Monday, July 3rd. I'm Wyatt Buckner with your Duluth News Tribune Minute, presented by Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union.
The average MPECU member saves over $785 a year in better rates and lower fees. And with MPECU, every ATM is your ATM. With their free checking program, you get ATM fee reimbursements at any ATM anywhere in the U.S. Check out Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union's services online at mpecu.com or visit their offices in downtown Duluth, Arrowhead Road, or Miller Trunk Highway.
Now here's a look at today's headlines. After searching for a new location for over a decade, the single Duluth-based Veterans of Foreign Wars Post is making a move to Proctor while maintaining their Duluth connections. Post Commander Al Young said the Post has been looking for a new location for over a decade. Its location for the past several decades was in Lincoln Park. It was once in the basement of the former Seaway Hotel before a flood prompted a move across Superior Street to another building's basement. Young said he wanted the Post to move to a brighter locale. The new home is located in the former derailed bar in Proctor. The VFW purchased the building in December and set to work shaping it into their new headquarters, while still running the old Post with volunteers. The Post held a soft opening for members in early June, but it won't officially open until the new flagpole has been placed out front. The building will bear the name of 2 local men who were killed while serving in Iraq: Specialist Daniel McConnell, U.S. Army, and Lance Corporal Scott Modine, U.S. Marine Corps. The name was first adopted in 2009 when the final 2 posts in Duluth merged. The Post is run entirely by volunteers, which VFW District 8 Commander Mary Thompson said is rare. Even as Chum contemplates a significant expansion of its facility, including a homeless shelter and drop-in center, the organization is making significant short-term improvements. Chum's executive director, John Cole, likes the organization's odds of being able to obtain funding from a $98 million pool of assistance the Minnesota legislature recently set aside to help homeless shelters across the state. He notes that a significant portion of the funding is earmarked for facilities in greater Minnesota, and Chum operates the largest homeless shelter north of the Twin Cities. Applications for state aid are due in mid-September, with notifications of the successful projects expected in early 2024. Should Chum's expansion receive support, the plan to add an additional floor to the facility would be completed by 2025 at the earliest. That's not soon enough for Cole, who said that in the winter months, the 80-bed Duluth facility is unable to suitably accommodate the 150 or so people who sometimes arrive at its doors. As a result, many guests spend the night in a drop-in center, waiting it out until morning or finding a place to sleep in a chair or on the floor. Cole said the organization is taking what steps it can to provide a better setting for those who need its services. Chum recently remodeled, resurfacing its floors, painting the interior, and installing new storage options for guests, including lockers for personal possessions and charging safes for cell phones. LeVar Patterson, a housing compliance specialist for Chum, said the organization also upgraded and expanded its security camera system. He explained that many of Chum's guests live in constant fear of losing what few possessions they still manage to carry without the benefit of a proper home. So, the security improvements have been a welcome change. Chum has already been awarded $2 million in federal funding to help it expand, but Cole said it will take another $2.5 million to fulfill its goal of adding another floor to the facility, a move that would nearly double its current capacity. A South Range man who disposed of a homicide victim's remains in Lake Superior is expected to take the stand at the shooter's upcoming trial. Robert Thomas West has struck an agreement with the prosecutors to testify against Jacob Colt Johnson, the 37-year-old Superior man who fatally shot Richard Balsamo Jr. 2 years ago, according to court documents. West, in February, was the first defendant to stand trial in relation to Balsamo's killing, with a Cook County jury finding him guilty of aiding an offender as an accomplice after the fact to second-degree murder and interference with the dead body. The agreement to testify comes as he awaits sentencing. Attorneys did not outline any conditions. Johnson is set for a 3-week trial beginning later this month at the St. Louis County Courthouse in Duluth. Johnson's attorney, Steve Bergson, has not detailed his strategy, other than to note that his client acted in self-defense and defense of others. However, the victim's methamphetamine use emerged as a key sticking point at Thursday's pretrial hearing. Assistant Minnesota Attorney General Dan Vlieger asked the judge to preclude any evidence that Balsamo was using meth and prohibit the defense from calling an expert to testify about drug usage. Both attorneys acknowledged that it was impossible to know exactly how much was in his system at the time. Bergson disagreed, saying meth is not character evidence but but rather, quote, an explanation of his behavior that goes to the heart of the defense, end quote. He indicated Johnson had known Balsamo for a long time and was aware that he tended to become violent while using meth. Judge Michael Cuso also was asked to consider limits on issues including autopsy photos, given the particularly graphic nature of the killing and dismemberment, and other character evidence that may be introduced by either side. Now Dan Williamson joins us with a special guest.
Thanks, Wyatt. I'm joined by one of our colleagues, Duluth News Tribune arts and entertainment reporter Jay Gabler. And Jay, there's a story that you're working on for Wednesday's print edition. I had a chance to tag along for this story too. What it's about is a very impressive mural that's going up in a West Duluth bookstore. What more can you tell us, though?
Zenith Bookstore is the site of yet another mural. This is a bookstore that locals and book readers all across Minnesota and the upper Midwest are familiar with already for its murals. It's got a beautiful mural on the front of the bookstore depicting outsized book covers. New mural on the inside of the bookstore on the children's section. And now there is another mural, the biggest one yet, on the north-facing wall of the Spirit Valley bookstore. It's the wall facing their parking lot and facing Wusso's Concert Cafe, another popular destination. The artist Jonathan Thunder has created a 90-foot mural all across the northern wall of Zenith Bookstore.
And I had the chance to meet him too. Fascinating guy, certainly a very talented artist. I took away just the thought and the effort that is put into just the pre-planning. What were some of your takeaways?
Yeah, I definitely agree, Dan. Talking to Jonathan about his work on this mural definitely made me think I'm not paying enough attention to the other murals in Duluth. And there are a lot of them to pay attention to, so you can't necessarily pause and study every single one. But he really, put a lot of thought and intention to each and every element of this mural, which is not a super complicated mural. I mean, there are a few different elements to it, but it's not one of those like super dense Where's Waldo style murals. The big image he had already painted when you and I went to go talk with him for this story was an image of a mother and child reading a book together. And we learned that his own partner and child were the models for that mural, although he stylized it a little bit. It's not just a portrait of them, but it's kind of moving to think that he has his own sort of family connection in this mural.
Jay, what do you hope our audience takes away from the story?
I hope they stop by and see the mural and enjoy all the murals popping up across Duluth, and especially in West Duluth, in the Lincoln Park neighborhood, and then over into the Spirit Valley neighborhood where Zenith Bookstore is located. One opportunity to take in the mural and perhaps meet the artist will be on Thursday, July 13th at 4 p.m. There's going to be a mural dedication. Mary Larson will be on hand for that ceremony. There'll be refreshments and be a great opportunity to stop by, check out the mural, celebrate the art and the artist, maybe find a new read for the summer.
Absolutely. Again, you can find this article in Wednesday's print edition of the Duluth News Tribune. You can also find it online prior at duluthnewstribune.com. That will include photos and video from the process. Jay, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Dan.
Wyatt, back to you.
Thanks, Dan. Now here's a look at your forecast, brought to you by the News Tribune's Best of the Best Awards.
Happy Monday, Duluth. Partly cloudy and up to 81 degrees today. There is a slight chance of a stray shower or rumble of thunder. Winds will be from the southeast about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy down to around 61 degrees with a light wind. On Tuesday, the 4th of July, high temperatures right up to 76 degrees. There will be scattered showers and thunderstorms around, though, so keep that in mind when planning your 4th celebrations. Wednesday, turning cooler but drier, partly cloudy and 73. 72 with sunshine on Thursday, dry and near 80 by Friday. I'm Storm Tracker meteorologist Jesse Ritka.
Thank you to the Best of the Best Awards for their support. The contest is an annual celebration of the best the Northland has to offer when it comes to businesses and organizations that make the Northland a better place to live. Nominations are now open and accepted until July 14th as the first part of the competition. Voting will take place August 7th to August 21st. Nominate your favorites at duluthnewstribune.com. Reporting for today's episode was done by Terry Caddo, Peter Passy, and Tom Olson. Thank you for listening to Duluth News Tribune Minute. Have a great 4th of July, and we'll see you back here Wednesday.